guys, my name is Serena Poon, and welcome to my show, Serena Loves. As a celebrity chef, nutritionist, and entrepreneur, I'm incredibly passionate about helping others live their best life through methods I call culinary alchemy, which is the magic of combining education, integrative and functional nutrition with healing intuitive energy. So, with each episode, I'm going to share with you the inspiring stories of some amazing people, incredible entrepreneurs from all different backgrounds, each who have overcome challenges in their personal journeys to get to where they are today. And today, I have the pleasure of welcoming the loveliest neuroscience entrepreneur I've yet to meet. As a mindset expert and personal development coach, she took an enormously challenging period in her life and she transitioned it into a science-based personal development program called the Dream Sprint. And she has helped hundreds of people tap into the power of their own minds to gain clarity and focus to pursue their own passions. She is an avid entrepreneur and just an incredibly beautiful soul. I'm so excited to introduce to you Daria Tsvenger.
Hi, Serena.
Hi, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
So excited.
Me too. It was so fun that first time that we met and we just nerded out, right?
Yeah.
Like on neuroscience and biohacking and, all these mindset strategies for developing ourselves and helping to develop our communities. So I would love for you to dive into that. But first, tell us a little bit about what set you on this course, when you came into this country.
Yeah. So I came to the United States approximately 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I used to live in Moscow and I had really amazing life. I was set up for a career success. I had like all connections that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I was TV host like you are, so I had all these incredible things. And when I moved here, everything just went from 100 to 0.
Okay.
Like out of nowhere, because I was, an immigrant woman, not excellent language skills, like so many self-doubts, so many negative beliefs and limitations just formed in my mind out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And me, from a confident, really ambitious person, mm-hmm. I became really like shy and timid and just uncomfortable with myself, mm-hmm. like very introverted. I would just be silent during like a friend's dinner because I had so many doubts, like how would I look? What would people think? Like, am I even deserve that?
Yeah.
So all these things. And I just accepted them as they are. Mm-hmm. When this overwhelm of emotion comes to you, mm-hmm. I was not in charge.
Right.
So I was kind of like getting to the bottom of this downward spiral. And basically I found myself clinically depressed, mm-hmm. Without even an understanding what should I do next. So it was like a very apathic time. So I experienced like apathy, like I didn't want to do anything.
Sure.
I wanted to sleep a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I could just sleep in the middle of the day. So all the symptoms were like not healthy. And although I was eating perfectly healthy, I was doing yoga every day, like all these things were with me because this was part of my routine forever.
Sure.
No, and I didn't change.
But not mentally healthy.
But not mentally. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think about mental health before that. Mm-hmm. I thought like, depression, what's that? You just do stuff, that's it. Like this is nothing. So, and of course, due to all those realizations, I started to look for a root cause mm-hmm. of what was causing me to feel this way. Mm-hmm. So that's how I started to study neuroscience, and gladly I had Stanford literally like very close to my house, mm-hmm. like in a matter of an hour of a commute.
Right.
So I enrolled in a cognitive neuroscience program there in order to, learn from the best people and kind of like to grab this opportunity of my location
right.
at that point. And it helped me a lot mm-hmm. because it shifted the perspective of me blaming myself for everything to understanding that we as humans, when we experience change in life, mm-hmm. we have an automatic set of reactions that our brain just switches on.
Sure.
And there is no reason for us being guilty about that.
Right.
It's just about knowing the right tools to use in order to set your brain back mm-hmm. to what is familiar. Mm-hmm. Because when brain has familiarity, it mm-hmm. likes it and it rewards you for that.
So just anytime we experience changes, and that was a massive environmental change for you. And can I ask what prompted you, if you have this life, back home and everything is sounds amazing. You know, why did you move over here?
Yeah, I was this person. I was always saying I would never move. Like, I love it here. And when we tell something like that, in many cases, when we say something, oh, I 100% won't do this. And then life ends up turning this way. So it's of my husband's job.
Okay.
I met my husband. He was born in Russia, but he's living in the United States since he's a kid.
Okay.
And our relationship started to develop very fast. And he's like the perfect person for me. So I had no doubts in terms of like stepping into the unknown with him, but I didn't expect it to be that hard.
Sure.
I was not expecting that at all. And actually, I found that so many women, especially in California, they follow their spouses. In most cases, those men, they follow men to, you know, for their like tech opportunities or like whatever other opportunities. And then incredibly talented women, they end up, you know, totally with a deconstructed personality. They just don't know
because they're
what
not
it
equipped,
is.
right? With
They're not
the
equipped.
information and the resources to understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling, right?
Yeah, and to reformulate themselves and, you know, their perceptions, their skills to the new environment.
I mean, I think that's so amazing that despite where you were feeling at the time, and I understand because, you know, I've been there. I completely understand what it feels like to have all that doubt and to not want to speak and to question who you are, why you're there, and you know, if you everything to whether you're saying the right things, to whether you look right. I mean, it's something that I feel that everyone can relate to at some point. And I love that you decided to dig into the why, you know, and pursue that from a place of knowledge, you know, instead of taking medication, you know, and going to the doctor to ask why. You were sort of digging into yourself to ask why, and you went and educated yourself, and taking in your resources, right, of a nearby location. So I think that that's amazing. And I personally have never, you know, taken that program at Stanford. I'd love for you to share a little bit about it because it's obviously been like the foundation for where you are now with your coaching career.
Yeah, for sure. So this program gave me an understanding that everything that we think about ourselves is very questionable. Because like one of the facts that truly amazed me is that we have a lot of fake memories. We are just designed to form fake memories.
Okay, well, let's go into that. What do you mean fake memories?
Just literally memories which you something that you've never experienced,
That
but
we
you
just
remember
make up.
it.
From when we're young into our adult life, or just our whole life? We're just kind of creating fake memories.
So basically, the mechanism how we form memories, every time we recall a memory, we form it from scratch.
Okay.
We rely on our kind of like visual representations of the environment, and we try to kind of like reconstruct the sequence of what happened. And every time we recall, we change it to from 20 to 30%. So
and why does our mind do that? Did it go into that? It's just something our mind does.
It has so many, like our mind, like two major functions of our mind is to be in the familiar and to feel safe. So the major functions to promote survival, and we promote it by safety and familiarity.
Okay.
So, you know, and every single person is so unique because we have a unique set of fears, beliefs, and previous experiences. And that's why whatever your brain thinks that would serve your survival, it would trick a little bit, you know, what was already happening.
That makes so much sense.
And this theory is used, you know, in the criminal investigations, because when they ask the witnesses what happened, they don't want those memories to be corrupted. And in many cases, they are corrupted. And there is like a huge negotiation topic.
Wow.
And there is even a center founded by one of my mentors, Dr. David Eagleman. He's a professor at Stanford. It's called the Center for Neuroscience and Law.
Wow.
It's like a nonprofit which helps to adjust the system to be like more just in terms of our perceptions.
That's amazing. So I would love for you to talk about Dream Sprint, because this is all so fascinating to me, and the fact that this is a very science-based approach to personal development. Like, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So during all my programs, I took not I took a program not only in Stanford, but I was just studying,
Everywhere.
Yeah. And so I picked and choose the best parts of what impacted me, and I put it into the sequence, into a cohesive narrative, which brings people from the place of like ambiguity and not knowing what to do to a place of clarity and crystal clear inspiration for action.
Okay.
And this program is 100% action-based and accountability-based.
I love it.
So every 3 days, you receive a set of audio messages from me via WhatsApp.
Okay.
WhatsApp audio messages. And I give you a task to do till the deadline. And if you submit the task till the deadline, you go forward. If not, you're deleted from the program. So it's not possible to go until you do the task.
I love it. It's because, I mean, I've done it myself. You buy a book, you don't read it. You sign up for a program, you don't do it. It's people think that they're doing themselves that favor just because they spent that money. But this is really, really requiring them to do the next step in order to get the next step. So I love it.
This is the only way you get results.
And this is how many days? How many steps?
30 days.
30 days.
10 steps. 10 exercises, 30 days. It takes approximately an hour to complete one exercise, so it's totally manageable.
Yeah.
You listen to the audio messages like you listen to a podcast while you commute or doing something else. And actually, what inspired me to create this specific format is that I started to Google, competitive landscape, like Udemy, Coursera, all this stuff. And the official statistics for self-paced courses is 4% of people who start the course, they complete it. Only 4%, 96% drop.
Wow.
This is the real stats. And I'm like, what can I do to motivate people to move forward with, pursuing an action?
So based on, let's say, your last few groups that have signed up, how many people complete? Like out of 100%, how many drop-offs? And I know there's got to be some, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure. So the program works this way. First 10 days are completely free.
Okay.
So you receive first 4 challenges, like completely free. I give you feedback, like it's not a demo version. It's like the work from the day one. And then after 10 days, it's like people convert to paid version. And so from people who convert to paid version, 95% literally stay because it's like they already know and they even paid. So it means that they're like super committed.
Absolutely.
And of course, from approximately I have like 100 people every time joining the 10-day free version. And from this amount, 50%
that's still
like go to a paid version and then complete.
That's great. This is just so amazing. And I think it's such a needed program, and just the way you've created it with making people accountable. Is there like a step 2 to it? Is it sort of like a series where like you do that first 10 steps for that first month and then people can participate in another one later? How do you structure your own program?
Yeah. So, all my business people, they tell me, Daria, you should like create a funnel, you should like upsell people on your like personal coaching afterwards and like charge 10K for that. And for me, it's not about making these numbers. It's about like creating more impact. So this is a standalone program. You do it once and then you can do it on your own.
That's
because
so
you have the blueprint, and you know how it works. Your brain already remembers this part where you do something every 3 days. So it's literally, you do it once and that's it. And some people even ask, Daria, can I do the same program over again?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you have this, you have everything.
Don't need to do
you
it
do it on your own. Yeah.
So great.
So like no upsells there. You just do this and that's it.
Amazing. Amazing. So you're such an expert when it comes to neuroscience. Are there a couple books that you could share that you think that people would be a good starting point for people who, aren't familiar with NLP, don't know that much about neuroscience, are a little bit intimidated, by the whole thought of it?
Yeah, for sure. I had a really amazing opportunity to make people who write books in this field my mentors, like my in-person kind of like buddies/mentors. And the first one is Dr. Loretta Browning.
Okay.
She's an author of Happy Brain Chemicals.
Okay. I love it. Happy brain chemicals.
Happy brain chemicals. It explains you the like very primitive chemistry of our brain, and she always does this kind of like comparisons with mammals. From other species.
That's
So it's very fascinating. And another one is The Brain by Dr. David Eagleman. And Dr. David Eagleman, he's like an extraordinary scientist and entrepreneur. He like created this device which allows you to hear sound with your skin if you are deaf. So he's like creating some crazy stuff.
Wow.
Like
that's
literally.
Sort of like
yes,
like that.
Like oh my God. And he has a lot of documentaries on Netflix. So if somebody's interested, I definitely recommend it.
And say his name again so that
David Eagleman.
David Eagleman, so people can look him up on Netflix and too, and kind of give themselves that start. This is so great. I really appreciate you coming and just sharing all your knowledge. And it's been so great to hear you share your story because you're such an inspiration, and especially to anyone that's had to make that big move from another country to ours, you know, for the desire to just live a thriving life. This is a great, it's a great inspiring story to share. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you reached out to me.
I'm so proud of you, yes.
This is, for anyone.
Yes,
that's how we met. She reached out on Instagram. It was like an amazing thing after watching one of my episodes. So
I was so inspired by you.
Thank you
like you
so
did
much.
This and that and everything. And I really love your thing. This is your
Just
thing.
had water? Yes. We have some for you to take home today.
Oh, and I brought you a gift from Siberia.
Oh my gosh.
It's a cedar nut oil. It even has the thing in English. Siberians are smart.
Wait, this is from Siberia?
Yes.
You smuggled this back for me.
Yes, I definitely. That's what I did
much.
because I never declare this stuff. Well, hope nobody watches that.
Wait, so what is this? Okay, so cedar nut oil.
It's basically 100% just oil from cedar nuts.
Okay.
And you can, you can use it topically. You can put it on a salad. It's like, yeah, for sure.
Oh, so this can be
anything. It's like coconut oil, so you can do whatever. Just 100%. You open it. It doesn't have any particular
I can still kind of smell it. I can smell
very
it.
Subtle. And this is essential oil. So this one I love to use. I just pour it on, when I'm in shower, just pour it on the floor.
Okay.
And it just smells.
What's in here? Rosemary?
It's pine tree essential oil. So this is essential. This is concentrated one.
Okay.
Yes.
All the way from Siberia. Thank you. Let's let everyone know where they can find you and find your program.
So Instagram, I'm an Instagram girl. It's Daria, Daria _Tsvenger, Tsvenger. That's it. And my website is also dariatsvenger.com.
Perfect. And that's where you will find her program and all the amazing things she's doing and talking about and tips. She's amazing, so you definitely want to follow her. And we will see you guys next time. But you can binge watch all the other shows at www.serenalovestv and on the EverTalk app on Apple TV and Roku. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.